Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news now. Let's get into one of the most intriguing rumors swirling around the NFC North right now. It's about a potential blockbuster trade that could dramatically reshape the Lions' defense and honestly shake up the entire division. And no, I'm not talking about some speculative move. This is coming from some pretty credible sources and insiders who are suggesting that the Detroit Lions are seriously considering making a big splash by acquiring Derwin James from the Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah, you heard that right. Derwin James, the hybrid safety who's been a game-changer in LA, could find himself suiting up for Detroit next season. This isn't just some fantasy scenario, folks. The Chargers, sitting at 9-5 with a cap situation that's a bit tight, about $15 million left in cap space for 2026, are weighing their options. According to Over the Cap, they're open to trading James, and the Lions are one of the teams at the top of the list. The Chargers are reportedly prioritizing acquiring more wide receivers, trying to bolster their offense, which leaves their star safety potentially on the trade block. It's a move that makes a lot of sense for Detroit, especially considering how much they need to strengthen that secondary after losing Jeff Okudah to injury and facing some uncertainty with other pieces. Derwin James, at 29 years old, is still in the prime of his career and has been nothing short of a defensive beast when healthy. In 2025, he tallied an eye-popping 120 tackles, added 4 interceptions, 12 pass defenses, 5 sacks, and a PFF coverage grade of 90. 8. His run defense is elite with an 88. 6th grade, and his EPA per play is a solid -0.25, which shows how disruptive he can be against both the run and the pass. His missed tackle rate is just 6.1%, which is fantastic for someone who's always around the ball. And he's versatile enough to line up anywhere: free safety, strong safety, or even closer to the line of scrimmage in blitz packages. He's a true chameleon on the field, a defensive playmaker capable of evoking memories of Cam Chancellor back in the Seahawks' Legion of Boom days. His physicality and leadership are second to none. Over his career, James has amassed over 600 tackles, 18 interceptions, and has been selected to 5 Pro Bowls, including an All-Pro nod in 2022. Even with injuries, like a foot injury that caused him to miss 2 games, he still averaged 8. 6 tackles per game and maintained an 89. 9 coverage grade in the slot. Now, imagine what he could bring to the Lions under Aaron Glenn's defensive scheme. Detroit has been building a formidable defense this season, but adding a player like James would take it to another level. His presence alone would elevate the secondary, giving them a true playmaker who can shut down top receivers and create turnovers. With James in the mix, the Lions could become one of the most feared defenses in the league, especially with Jared Goff leading an offense that's already been quite productive. Goff threw for over 800 yards this season, and with a defense that can force more turnovers, projected to be about +16, Detroit's chances of making a deep playoff run skyrocket. The Lions have been steadily improving on both sides of the ball. Their offense, led by Goff, has become one of the league's most efficient, with a potent mix of pass and run game. David Montgomery has added a new dimension to the rushing attack, and the offensive line has been solid, although there's always room for improvement. But it's on defense where the Lions have historically been a bit shaky, especially at times in the secondary. Bringing in Derwin James would be a seismic shift, making the Lions' defense one of the league's most versatile and hard-hitting units. His ability to cover top receivers like Justin Jefferson, who torched defenses for 12 yards per reception last season, but can be held to just 9 yards per catch with James patrolling the field, would be a game-changer. And let's not forget about the strategic implications. The Chargers are also facing some tough decisions, especially with their cap space and the need to extend key players like Justin Herbert and Joey Bosa. Trading James could free up some cap space and allow them to focus on rebuilding their offense. Meanwhile, for Detroit, this move would send a message that they're all in on chasing the Super Bowl. It would send a clear statement that they're not just a good team, but a legit contender, especially in a division that's been up for grabs for the last few seasons. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. What about the chemistry? Well, James is a veteran who's been a leader in the Chargers' locker room. His style of play fits perfectly with the Lions' aggressive approach on defense. Plus, with the Lions' coaching staff known for developing versatile players, James could seamlessly integrate into their scheme and become a cornerstone for years to come. His impact wouldn't be short-lived. It would be felt for many seasons, making Detroit's secondary one of the best in the league. This potential trade also raises questions about the division's power dynamics. If Detroit manages to land James, it's not just about adding a star safety. It's about sending a message to the NFC North and the rest of the league. The Lions are serious about their Super Bowl ambitions, and acquiring a player of James's caliber would make them instant favorites in the division and a top contender across the NFC. It could also have ripple effects on their rivals, forcing teams like the Vikings and Packers to reevaluate their plans and bolster their own defenses to keep up. And speaking of the division, it's worth noting how this move could influence the Lions' strategy going forward. With James in the fold, they might become even more aggressive in free agency and the draft, targeting positions that complement his skill set, like linebacker or cornerback, to create an even more formidable defense. This kind of strategic layering is what separates good teams from great ones, and Detroit's front office has shown they're willing to make bold moves when the opportunity presents itself. In terms of the bigger picture, this move could have long-term implications for the Lions franchise. James's leadership and on-field production could help foster a winning culture in Detroit, one that challenges the Packers' historic dominance and the Vikings' recent resurgence. His presence would also be a huge boost for the team's locker room, inspiring younger players and setting a standard for physicality and intensity that resonates throughout the roster. Now, I know some of you are probably already picturing the impact on game day. Picture James flying around the field, making tackles, breaking up passes, and creating turnovers. You can almost hear the roar of the Ford Field crowd, energized by a defense that's now one of the league's most disruptive. This isn't just about one player. It's about transforming the identity of the Lions' defense into something truly special, something that opponents fear every time they step onto the field against Detroit. In conclusion, the potential acquisition of Derwin James by the Detroit Lions is one of those moves that could define the franchise's trajectory for years to come. It's a bold gamble, but one that could pay off big, making the Lions not just NFC North contenders but serious Super Bowl favorites. With his talent, leadership, and versatility, James could be the missing piece that pushes Detroit over the edge, solidifying their place among the NFL's elite. The upcoming weeks will be crucial, and if this trade happens, it could be the start of a new chapter in Lions history, one filled with passion, grit, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think the Lions should go all in and try to bring Derwin James to Detroit? How do you see him fitting into the team's future plans? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. This team is on the rise, and with moves like this, the sky's the limit. Let's keep the passion alive and keep pushing toward that Super Bowl.